Hey everyone, it's Paul here, and I've got a new product in the shop I wanted to share with you today. This is called the Air MicroClimate 3. This falls into a category of product that is referred to as a positive air pressure respirator. So it takes the concept of a face shield like you would use, I use mainly for wood turning, and it adds a air filtration system, so it's bringing in air, filtering out dust and debris, and kind of forcing that into a shrouded area inside the mask, so you're always breathing clean air. This product sells for kind of $500–600 range depending on the options that you go for with it. It competes with products that are $2,000 and up. That's kind of the market they're going after. The two-piece units, kind of 3M, and there are other options out there. So this really, they go after where there's industry regulation and so forth, where those requirements need to be met. And so some neat innovation here, and I'm just going to share with you some of the key features from my perspective, and I'll go through some of the things that I found helpful in the several hours that I've used it now already wood turning. And then there are a couple of downsides that I'll share with you. Two I would say are kind of minor nits, and the other one I would consider to be not a showstopper by any stretch, but certainly worth being aware of if this is a product that is on your radar and you're doing some research on. So without further ado, let me take you through a walkthrough of some of the key features. The visor is made of a material that is called Z87 polycarbonate, impact resistant. So I'm not sure what all that means, but what I can tell you is that it feels much more durable than the standard issue face mask that I use on my leg. It also has replacement tear-off visors that are $29 for 10 of them that give you an extra shield in case it gets scratched or you get polyurethane splattered on there. You can just tear that off and put on a fresh cover. Really massive high quality air filters to really go longer between cleaning and also to give less resistance than a smaller filter that you might see on lower cost units. Replacement filters are $89 for a pair, but these seem easy to clean, and I think they would go a long time. Nice adjustments for head size, multiple points of adjustment to get it dialed in. I was able to very easily get it to have a nice fit for my head. It allows you to charge it while you're using it if you need to. So you get a good runtime on the battery, but if you need to charge while you're using it, you can do that, even with a portable battery charger. And it's lightweight, which makes it very comfortable to wear for long periods, and I did find it to be very comfortable. All right, so transitioning from features to the positives that I see. So I mentioned that it was comfortable, and that is definitely a strength of this unit. I've used other units that felt heavier over time, and this, just I think the way that the weight is distributed on it, somehow they really got that dialed in nicely, and it didn't get to feel heavy or fatigue me after even a couple hours of use. So strong kudos. It's also very quiet in operation. It's just kind of a nice background air sound. It's certainly not troubling. You could use earplugs with music if you wanted to. You could take a phone call within the unit if you were so inclined. I wouldn't do that. I normally would just stop and take my call and then carry on. But people do that, and it would be no problem with the amount of sound output that you have here. Probably the key feature to me in this unit is it uses a pair of lithium-ion batteries. So that's the right battery technology for this type of unit. I'm not a battery expert, but it sure seems like, just kind of given where we're at in the state of battery technology, lithium-ion is a great choice. There's a pair of lithium-ion batteries in here, and you get a really nice run time. So I ran it continuously and just to see how long it would last, and it went 7 hours and 45 minutes before it completely stopped, which is great. Charge time, I didn't time that exactly, but it was multiple hours. I would say it may have been 3 or 4 hours. It was easier for me to keep tabs on when it stopped running than when it was done charging. It does give you a visual indication, but I wasn't going to sit and watch that for hours. So anyway, I'll say probably a few hours. It's not a super quick charging process. So on the downsides, and again, I wouldn't put these into showstoppers for sure. So 2 minor ones, one being this shroud comes off pretty easily, so you kind of have to be careful, especially as you're putting it on. I found that I pulled it off a couple times. It goes back on pretty easily, so not that big a deal, but you just have to be a little bit gentle. I would like to see a more durable approach to attaching it. But again, by the second time I used it, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't pull it off at all at that point. So once you know, you know. The other is when you take the filters off, it releases the mask. And it can be a little bit tricky to get that all snapped back into place. Again, kind of a minor thing, not that big a deal. Probably don't have to do it very often, and I'll probably get better at it, but it was just a little bit awkward to get the mask underneath the lip on each side and kind of get everything flexed into place properly. So that could be a little bit of an improvement. Probably the biggest concern that I have would be the battery replacement. Now, I hope that I never have to replace the batteries on this. You know, my luck has been superb with lithium-ion batteries. I have a drill impact driver set that I use all the time, 15 years old at this point, and still going strong. So, you know, hopefully, you know, these are even more high-end than that, and I won't have to replace them. But if you do have to replace them, it is a job that has to be done by the manufacturer. So you have to ship this back, have them install the batteries. I didn't have a cost on that, but you know, it's something worth noting. Take a look at that and you know, make a decision accordingly. Again, I kind of feel like it's probably something I will never have to do, and in the grand scheme of things, I feel really good about this unit, and I think that is, there's probably a good reason for that, and it probably helps keep the weight down, would be my guess. And it's tightly integrated in with some circuitry, I'm guessing. So in any event, those are my thoughts on this. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it. You know, as a hobbyist woodworker, that I would acknowledge that that's kind of a hefty price point, but the misery that I deal with if I'm turning for a long time, and I don't notice it till I go to bed, and I'm laying there and my sinuses are all plugged up, and it just makes me miserable. So with that in mind, and this really worked perfectly both the times I used it, had no congestion afterward whatsoever. So total win from my perspective. But anyway, yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And if you have any questions, let me know down below. I'll give you a link to where you can pick this up. And I'd be curious as your thoughts if you do pick one up and use it. So Thanks for watching. I hope you'll hit like and subscribe and all that, and come back for more woodworking and wood turning and power tool related videos.